time a new Sims pack comes out, I always have to use it for a few different builds to really get a feel of all the new stuff. And I always like to try to use it to build a starter home. I guess it kind of helps me to visualize the price of the items a bit better. And also it's kind of a fun challenge. But in this case, it might be the first time that it's not even possible. So Don Lothario's kit is a weird mix of both cast and build items. And all of the build items are really, really fancy. I mean, you can see it just with this TV and the fancy bar. I'm struggling to picture this in a tiny little starter home, but we're gonna try. So I've got Don Lothario here. He's got an empty lot and 20,000 simoleons, and we're gonna see what we can do. We can't even afford to place the styled room, and I think that's a bad sign, because this is just one room. It's not even a full house, and this single room costs 22,604 simoleons. I'm picturing something quite small and very simple for the exterior. I've done this kind of thing before. Honestly, even something as simple as this, just a very small, modern, almost like cube-shaped house, because then we have to pay for less walls, and I think that this has a big impact. We can make use of platforms and stuff too. We'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, the windows that I want to use are kind of expensive, so we're gonna have to be sort of strategic about this placement. Even the door is 445. Like, that is just ridiculous, but it's fine. Let me just place everything down real quick. Look at how expensive this is. 3,000. I never thought I'd see the day. Hey, this is pretty cheap though. The cabinetry is only 400. The sofa is quite expensive. That part is concerning me a little bit. I probably should have tried to put walls in here before I did this, now that I think about it. Okay, so imagine for a second that the bedroom is back here. This is the bathroom. I'm gonna give him a really small kitchen in this little nook. When did the cat get here? Okay, so here's kind of what I'm thinking for this living room layout. I'm gonna make sure I place everything. He can also have his little picture frames. I guess I didn't really think through where the bar would go, because I would like to have the bar still. Maybe the house needs to be bigger again. Oh dear. Do you think it's even possible with 9,000 left? See, and like the mini fridge, if I'm trying to use every single item from the kit, I don't know if we can afford that mini fridge. I certainly can't afford the card table. Maybe I make the whole place wider. That is more money that we can't afford. It still looks okay from the outside though. Oh, what if I could afford another one of these bookshelves? I know that's like really pricey. It's probably a waste. I think we should also try to just shrink stuff in areas that we can. Like if we can pay for a little bit less bathroom, let's do it. I feel like things like this little door are gonna really come in handy because that's cheap and it's just like skinny, simple, modern. I wanted to use these chairs, but they're 550. So I don't think that's gonna happen for us. Oh, maybe I move the record player over here because that actually looks a lot better. And don't worry, I will get wallpaper and stuff. I'm just trying to lay this out in a way that's functional first. I don't know if I can afford this. I think we have to try and stick to cheaper appliances because there's just no way. It's not gonna be functional otherwise. I'll probably change the colors of these things too. I don't really know yet because that does look pretty bad. We'll see, we'll see. Once we've got other stuff, we'll see. He's gonna have to have the cheapest bed. It's not really the vibes, but it's gonna just have to do. This bedroom is very big. I wonder if we can make do with it being skinny. What? You can't eat the headphones. I'm allowing you to help, Snap, but you have to be nice about it. It's only 120 simoleons more to have the room a bit bigger, so we probably should stick to it. I think I would like to have these big windows in the back because we could get away with those being the only windows, I think. Again, I'll change the colors. I'm not really feeling these colors right now, but we'll fix it. Luckily, none of the wood matches the wood from the pack. So that's cool. Isn't that just great when that happens? I also hate this tile, but it's a placeholder. It's a placeholder. Shower, toilet, sink, mirror. Okay, and we'll just put some random placeholder wallpaper inside too, because that way at least all the necessities are paid for. Let me go through now and put all of the last other things that we haven't used yet. Like we're gonna wanna get maybe one of these pictures above the card table, and then maybe he could have, whoa, that's so expensive. Okay, he can have one jersey, not more than one, just one. Okay, I guess we could potentially use this, but I don't like the mini fridge. I don't think it's cute. Honestly, the size of it just kind of makes me feel sad because it doesn't fit. It's not the same size as the counters. So I really, really don't want to use that if it can be avoided. I will probably get a window above the sink because that seems like a nice touch. And we could also benefit from a light outside because that's pretty cheap. Unfortunately for Dawn, I don't think he's gonna have a backyard or like any kind of outdoor space on this house, but it's a starter home. And that happens when we do starter homes. We can't have everything, but we can definitely have some things. Okay, at least the foundation is free. So that helps. I'll do the same trim on the roof that I did on the foundation. Oh no, I'm gonna want this now and this costs money. 168? How much is this? It's the same price. Why? This one is even more expensive and it's smaller. That makes no sense to me. Like, no sense to me, but it's fine, whatever. There, he can have a little mailbox. Let's start thinking about the actual swatches, because we haven't really decided that yet. These things do come in some really interesting colors. I kind of love this like reddish brown color. Does the flooring come in a reddish color? Oh, it does, but it's not one that I like very much. Maybe I won't use this then. Well, no, it being black is like too much, isn't it? I almost wish that we could just have some black accents without the whole thing being black. Oh, I so desperately wish that these cheaper counters came in solid black. You know how they have like a solid white? I wish that they came in solid black because I do not like that light color on top of them. I think that looks horrible. Ooh, I'm gonna pay to get brick right there and then we'll use a cheap wallpaper behind the rest of it because you can't see it. I think some different brown colors and maybe like some more interesting texture could probably work for us. This wood comes in like a dark green. So I wonder if we had like green, black, and then like a brown color. I actually like this leather sofa in this weird color. I don't like these chairs. If there's a cheaper chair, that would be fantastic. They do have like kind of a light beige color. Maybe this could go more beige, or at least it could lean a little bit more brown. Do these not come in? I guess they come in a dark brown. I think this wood is bad. It looks kind of ugly. Maybe we could find like a brighter brown color that sort of matches a bit more. Oh, this one's more of a stucco. We do have to pay more money for this one, but it has that kind of horrendous orange color to it. It also has that like beige color. I don't know. Yeah, we can try and bring in some more of the brown, like through a couple of these tables. I still don't like the chairs. I actually think that that might be more the vibes. I don't know. That is so ugly. Like this kitchen looks so bad. Maybe it needs the white. Okay, the good news is this plant doesn't match anything either. So that's perfect. Thank you, Sims 4, for doing that to me. Okay, as far as base game rugs go, I don't love the idea of spending money on any of them. I'm wondering a little bit about doing like a fake rug sort of situation because I have done this kind of thing before. It's so ugly. Like the colors are so ugly. The texture is ugly. There's not really a way around it. Like no matter what you do, it looks bad. Oh, I would love to have this picture up here. Like in this swatch. Isn't that cool? Okay, I'm swapping this to more of a wood color instead of the black. I don't know. There's a lot more happening in here. I honestly can't really tell if it looks better. It still feels like an absolute disaster to me. I am gonna try and get a few more of these photos of him because he's got a bunch and they're all actually pictures of him. So we should probably use them. I don't really see how we can afford to put stuff in every single one of these little sections, but we can try. That is more clutter than I've maybe ever put inside of a starter home like this. I wonder if there could be a lamp because that brings some of the white around to more of the sides. Maybe I could put that plant in white too. Okay, so there's white sort of around the living space. In his bedroom, I think that we need to pay for an actual rug. I feel so stressed right now trying to do this because there are a lot of things that would look really good and we can't use them. Okay, maybe this round one. We mix in some of the black and the brown like we've been doing. We can get the jersey in a sort of fun color. He's a single guy, so we can have a single nightstand. I feel like it would be really good if we could have a desk. I'm not gonna make us pay for a computer because I think that's too much. We already have a ridiculously expensive TV, so we don't need to have a computer also, but we can just put like some of his little magazines on it, and maybe he could have a second jersey. The jersey is expensive, but no, let's do the picture because the picture is cheaper and it's got some interesting swatches. Maybe he could have the car swatch. I still hate this. Oh wait, am I using expensive? I'm using expensive floors. We should not be doing that. We can save good money by putting a cheaper flooring. This rug is just kind of ugly. I want something that size, but plain. Honestly, I'm looking for something kind of like this rug, or maybe we had this one before for a little bit, didn't we? That's $435. That's similar to what we just spent. They can still stand behind the bar if it's like scooted back that close. Trust me, I've done it many times. It does help to like center the room, doesn't it? I'm gonna try and have black stuff in the bathroom. I don't normally do this, but I'm kind of curious to try. Maybe we could get a red bathroom as like a fun little different accent. It's a little bit weird, but hey, maybe that's okay. We can get another plant. That has the white from the tile, so that's okay. And maybe if I used actual tile, we could have saved some money. Oh no, it's the same price. Oh, never mind. How does this tile look? I guess every color of that's not really gonna work. Okay, this is kind of like a greenish gray. I sort of like that better. We can do a simple little towel on the wall too. I don't want to spend too much money in the bathroom. Like I want to do bare minimum because we have a little bit of money left over now to think about the outside. I feel like there should just be wood right there and then a different kind of stone here. Oh no. Okay, maybe I could just have it be black. We could stick to like the cheap free stuff. What kind of wallpaper are we gonna use outside? I was kind of picturing more of like a wood paneling. I wonder if we used like the brown on this part as an accent color and then we painted everything else black. There's not really a lot of true black wallpapers in this game, but that's okay. We can use this one. It has a little bit of a trim at the base, but maybe that's on purpose. It's a stylistic choice. But do you see how simple it is? Like that's kind of what I was going for. I don't like this. I feel like this rug needs to be either more of a true black or not black at all. What if there's no rug? It needs a rug. It needs a rug. Oh my God. I hate Don Lothario. He's gonna kill me. The stress of this is starting to get to me. Okay, let's do some debug landscaping. I know we're in Oasis Springs, okay? But I think I'm gonna use bushes because I sort of feel like these little bushes, if we wrap these around the side of the house, it's simple, it's like clean and modern, and it has a big impact without actually being too much because I don't really want it to be busy. Like I don't want to do a ton of landscaping. I also just realized that I don't have a trash can anywhere. So there goes the rest of our money. We have to spend the last of it on buying an outdoor trash can, but that's okay. You do need to have an outdoor trash can. Like, oh, what if we gave them a staircase too? Can I afford stairs and trash? I honestly don't know the answer to that. Yeah, I still have 273. Okay, this is 220. So we can just shove that in the back corner. I would love to have a fence there if we're gonna do the stair thing. Maybe I shouldn't do the stair thing because it's okay without it. Okay, we can give him like maybe a couple of these little bushes right there in the front. I can do that again, maybe in a couple places in the back. Doesn't that feel really big to you? This trash can could just go right there so it's easy to see, easy to use. And then I wanna get some trees because I know there's a couple trees that they have in Oasis Springs. I need like that tree if I can find it anywhere in debug. Oh, there's also these little palm trees if we wanted to do those. Why do I kind of like that? I feel like that would have been better on this side though. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. We could do big palm trees. I think I need something that's shorter because I want it to be more the height of the building. Do we really not have that tree in debug? We have like every other tree and then some, but not that one. Also, should I have made this even smaller? Oh, that's like, never mind. That's really small. Okay, I'm thinking that I might just use this one. And if we put it around in a couple of corners, maybe we can try and blend it into the lot enough to be okay. Or not, I don't know. Maybe we do no trees. It's Oasis Springs. Like, we're in the desert. It's okay to not have trees, right? I'm gonna scoot the whole thing back a tile because then I'll have a little bit more room. Maybe I could have this palm tree that I wanted in the front. That's making me feel like I shouldn't even have the bushes though. Or maybe the bushes would be better just on the side so that the windows can be full and completely visible. I realize that I'm being so indecisive about this to the point where it's kind of annoying, but oh, I'm gonna paint the ceiling because that helps. We don't want the white. But I don't know, I'm not good at building modern houses and I'm getting kind of desperate. Nothing is gonna fit right there. So that's out. Maybe if there's any other sorts of little things that we can put, maybe like some of these crystals, and actually that might be a more solid plan for us to move around some of the clutter because I could put a plant in the kitchen. I don't think it's worth it to pay for paper towels. They're too expensive. I do like the little crystal collectibles though because those are free and I feel like it makes sense. Are these bookshelves or just shelves? Oh, they're just shelves. Okay. I think I might replace that with, oh, you can't? Oh my God. Oh, I want to have a bookshelf somewhere. Can I afford? No. 175? Well, even if it's on the kitchen counter, I think that's okay because it's nice and it's functional to have a bookshelf because then he can read, he can watch TV, he can sit at his desk without a computer. But maybe eventually you can buy a computer, just not straight away, you know? I'm sorry if this house is ugly, everybody. I just am not good at building modern houses. Every time I try and I try and I try and I feel like it always looks bad. But I will say I'm impressed that we managed to even build a house at all because I was worried that with this kind of budget, it just wasn't gonna happen. It's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. It's under 20,000 simoleons and it's fancy and nice. I'm gonna upload it to the gallery in case you would like to download this one. Okay, we made it through. And I used everything from the pack except the mini fridge. So I feel a little bit like I failed in that way because I wanted to try and use everything, but it wasn't gonna happen. The mini fridge was too expensive. It wasn't worth it. I cannot believe how big of a TV we have in this starter home. I've built starters before that don't even have any TVs. So that's a huge bonus too. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping. I think I'm gonna end this video right here. If you wanna watch the video where I reviewed this kit, it was more of like a first impressions overview. I'll link that down below. This is maybe the first time this has ever happened to me, but I almost think I like the kit less after building with it. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, it's not my style, but it's cool. I can probably use it for some things, but now having used it, I don't think I like the swatches as much as I thought I would. This is just really opposite from how I normally build, so I don't see myself using it very often, and in that sense, I struggled to recommend it to you all. But obviously, with any Sims pack, with any build kit especially, it's so specific to your personal preferences. We all have different tastes, so just because something isn't for me doesn't mean that it's not for you. Just proceed with caution, use your judgment when buying packs. You know what you like. I probably wouldn't buy this pack as like my first and only pack though. If I was gonna pick out a single kit, I wouldn't pick this one. But maybe you would. Maybe it's nice that it's got both cast and build. Maybe that makes it more appealing to you. I don't know. But I'm gonna stop yapping. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye everybody. You know what? I also don't ever play with Don Lothario, so I guess this is kind of nice. I got to make him a little house. It's kind of fun to visualize what his room would look like, considering he doesn't even have a room in the Caliente house.